'Tis the season. I'm Benny Jackson here at Stems by Benny Jackson right here in Lubbock, Texas. We're located on the corner of 82nd Street and Quaker Avenue right here in the Village Shopping Center. So I encourage you, I invite you in to our store during this holiday season. I wanted to just give you a quick tip because sometimes people get overwhelmed when they pull out their decorations and they just don't know where to start, but they're ready to get it out and then they stop before they ever get started. So I'm going to show you something so easy, these ball garlands. I have them in white and gold and silver, this red. And if you are one that likes to incorporate into a garland, for instance, ornaments, you spend a lot of time wiring each one, and especially if they're breakable, you don't want them to fall out, so you do need to wire them in. But this ball garland is so quick and easy, whether you're putting it in a wreath or a garland or on a tree. And so I have this garland laid out here, and it's got lights in it. You could quickly lay this in. Now you're going to have to wire it because, for instance, if it's on a mantle or you've got it around your doorway on the front porch. So I just take the garland itself and twist that in there, wiring it to itself. And then what I do after I get it in there is these balls are on individual wired stems, so they're a little tall. I just want to nestle them down in there, and why I want to do that is because I would go back and add ribbon and floral picks or extra pine picks. So I want this to just be in there tight so I can add other things. I don't want this to be on top like a hat, so to speak. I want it to be in the garland. So that's why after I get it wired in, then I push all those balls down in there and then fluff that garland up in between them. So again, it feels like it's a part of it instead of laying on top of it. So in a really quick way, you could call that done, but you could also come back and add your ribbon, add loops of ribbon, add berry picks or extra pine picks. So consider these ball garlands, and because we are a brick and mortar store, we do not have this on a website for you to shop it that way. I invite you just to come in and see what our selections are. So this is just a quick, easy way, and to me these ball garlands don't look like anything of great interest just by themselves, but all of a sudden when you start using them and incorporating them into your trees and your wreaths and your garlands, they make a world of difference in a very quick, fast way. So, okay, we worked on this garland, getting the ball garland tucked down into it, because as I've said, we don't like hats on our pieces. So we pull that green through. Now this would be fine to leave it just like this. It feels festive, it feels fine. But I want to take it a couple of steps, a couple of notches up. So I'm going to add some botanicals to this. This is about a 4-foot garland, so you could certainly multiply this idea in an 8-foot garland on a mantle or whatever, but I think this would be a beautiful tablescape piece once it's all finished. It'd be great in an entry, just on an entry table, on the back of a sofa table, on the top of a buffet, even on a dining table. The dining table, you'd have to do a little bit of manipulating with cords if you were going to plug the lights in, but that can also be done with tape and chenille stems around the table leg and under a rug and those kinds of things. But anyway, we're going to add ribbon and we're going to add botanicals to this, because even though it looks fine like it is, it feels flat and kind of boring. So we're going to use red and white tulips. These are little bunches of tulips, and I'm just going to leave them in their bunch. And I'm going to start tucking them in using this garland to to wire them. I'm not concerned about those stems showing. If you are, cut them. Just open those bunches up a little bit. Because I'm letting the stems show, I'm pulling them so that you're seeing them and it looks intentional instead of, oh, they tried to hide those and they missed. Turning these tulips toward me as well, because if this were going to be used in the center of a table, it needs to be finished on both sides. The beauty of these garlands is you can just use it to tie other things in and not have to do a lot of gluing and extra wiring, so I love that. Now I'm going to add something a little unexpected. It's going to be some succulents. Now there's such thing as bringing balance to something, but I'm not trying to be super symmetrical with this because I'm typically more casual in my approach to design, and I think it looks less contrived when it has a flow and a casualness about it instead of being, oh, I put one inch off the edge on this side, so I've got to go 1 inch off the edge on this side. It looks less contrived. And see, those succulents just give it a little unexpectedness, but they still feel at least right for our West Texas area. People in this area seem to really love succulents. I'm going to show you this. This is a really cool wired ribbon / garland, and this is where we're going to get to break away from the tightness of this garland and let it just flow out. Sometimes things don't twist and work with you like you want them to. Again, I'm just twisting into the garland so it stays in place. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it so we'll just have that loose tail, and then we'll pick up again up here in the front. Those tails seem to help, again, break away from a tight feel if it just flows out of it. So really, there's not rhyme or reason to how you put that in there. It's just to your preference and taste. And then for that one unexpected thought, we're going to add some black and white ribbon. What we're going to do this time, I'm just going to make some loops. I wasted the chenille here. I should have just cut it in half, but we'll get rid of all that extra tail or that chenille because we don't need to risk seeing that. See what that's doing to just kind of pop it and bring it to life. I think what I see, well, we're gonna put one on the other end. So this is obviously bringing a bit of symmetry. And now I'm just going to cut a tail, if you will, a streamer. Makes such a difference when you use quality ribbons. I want to find me a good piece of greenery here to tie that in. And then I feel like we need one more piece. If this were going to be a dining table piece, I need one more back here. Although you may not can see it, that's how I'm seeing it, and it would feel unfinished to me. Again, I'm not worried about making these the same length. Not Christmas until you get some candles around. We love these battery powered faux candles. But you could also use candlesticks and do tapered candles through here at different levels. You could put reindeer through here. Just whatever your imagination would come up with, nutcrackers, but it would be beautiful by itself as well. So if you're in the mood for a beautiful centerpiece, but you don't want to make it, I'd love to make it for you. Right here at Stems by Benny Jackson on 82nd and Quaker in Lubbock, Texas. But if you're one to make it yourself, I hope you have a fantastic time gathering your materials and enjoy every second of it and enjoy your holidays.